भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्ति भवति नैष्टिकी। हरे कृष्णा। Continuing the chapter 9 of the passing away of Bhishma Deva, shloka number 6 and 7. Parvatah Nārada Dhaumyah.
पर्वतः नारद धौम्यः। हरे कृष्ण। पर्वतः नारद धौम्यः। I think Mataji got disconnected. Hare Krishna. Bhagavan Badarayana.
Brodashvah Bharadvaja.
Bhradashvah Bharadvaja.
Sashishyah Renuka Sutah.
Sashishyah Renuka Sutah.
Vasishtah Indra Pramada.
Vasishtah Indra Pramadah.
Trita Gruta Samada Asita.
Trita Krita Samadah Ashitah.
Kakshivan Gautama Atricha.
Kakshivan Gautamah Atrihi cha.
Kakshivan Kaushik ne Kaushika Atha Sudarshana.
Kaushika Atha Sudarshana.
Parvatah Nārada Dhaumyah.
Parvatah Nārada Dhaumyah.
1 minute. Bhagavana Bhadrayana.
Bhagavan Badarayana.
Bruhadashva Bharadvaja.
Bhradashva Bharadvaja.
Sashishya Renuka Sutah.
Sashishya Renuka Sutah.
Vasishtah Indra Pramadah.
Vasishtah Indra Pramadah.
Trita Gruta Samada Asitah.
Trita Gruta Samadah Asitah.
Kakshivan Gautama Atrihi cha.
Kakshivan Gautama Atrihi cha.
Kaushika Atha Sudarshana.
Kaushika Atha Sudarshana.
Parvata Nārada Dhaumyah.
Parvata
Bhagavana Bhadrayana. Brihadashva Bharadvaja. Sashishya Renuka Sutah. Vasishtha Indra Pramada Trita Grut Samada Asitah. Kakshivana Gautama Atricha. Kaushika Atha Sudarshana.
Parvata Nārada
Please.
Dhaumyah. Bhagavan Badarayana. Brihadashva Bharadvajam. Sashishya Renuka Sutah. Vasishtha Indra Pramadah. Tritah Grut Samadah Asitah. Kakshivan Gautama Atri cha. Kaushika Atha Sudarshana. Shrita Prabhuji.
Ashish,
Hare
please
Krishna.
read.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Parvato
Krishna.
Narato Dhaumya Bhagavan Padarayanaha Brigastisvo Bharatvaja Sasishtyo Renuka Sutaha Vasishta Indra Tamastrito Kridasmito Sitaha Kashivan Gautamo Adrischa Kaushikota Sudarshanaga. Hare Krishna.
Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All the sages like Parvata Muni, Nārada, Dhaumya, Vyasa, the incarnation of God, Brodashva, Bharadvaj and Parshuram, and disciples Vasishtha, Indra Pramada, Trita, Gruta Samada, Asita, Kakshivan, Gautam, Atri, Kaushik and Sudarshan were present. Purport by the Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Parvata Muni is considered to be one of the oldest sages. He is almost always a constant companion of Nārada Muni. They are also spacemen competent to travel in the air without the help of any material vehicle. Parvata Muni is also a devarṣis or a great sage amongst the demigods like Nārada. He was present along with Nārada at the sacrificial ceremony of the Maharaj Janamejaya, son of Maharaj Parikshit. In this sacrifice, all the snakes of the world were to be killed. Parvata Muni and Nārada Muni are called Gandharvas, also because they can travel in the air, singing the glories of the Lord. Since they can travel in the air, they observed Draupadi's svayaṁvara ceremony, selecting of her own husband from the air. Like Nārada Muni, Parvata Muni also used to visit the royal assembly in the heaven of King Indra as a Gandharva. Sometimes he visited the royal assembly of Kuvera, one of the important demigods. Both Narada and Parvata were once in trouble with the daughter of Maharaj Sṛñjaya. Maharaj Sṛñjaya got the benediction of a son by Parvata Muni. Nārada Muni.
Hare Krishna. So what we are going to be do is we'll understand one details, because this shlok is talking about so many sages which are very important, and you will find that they are getting repeatedly referred to in future shlokas as well in this Srimad Bhagavatam. The greatness of these sages could be understood from the fact that they were all very much devoted to Shri Krishna. So that is one quality, that they understood the truth, the absolute truth, which is common across all the names that we are reading and about whom we are going to be reading here. That is starting with Parvata Muni, who is one of the oldest sages, and was someone who was always with Nārada Muni. Now here two aspects are coming in his description about how they could travel across the different worlds. So that is one quality which was available with Gandharvas, and so they are also referred to as Gandharvas. And Parvata Muni was someone who also used to, what I'll say, visit Indra, Kuvera, and many other, what I'll say, kings, which have been which are going to be mentioned in the future shlokas. And there is a reference to how Sṛñjaya Maharaj, he had got the benediction of a son from Parvata Muni. But there is also an episode how Narada as well as Parvata Muni came in trouble because of the daughter of Maharaj Sṛñjaya. So that is something which we will understand later, because that is an episode which is going to be explained in future as well. So we'll continue, Mataji, about Narada.
Om Ajnanatirasya
Yeah.
Jnananjana Shalakaya
Shalakaya
Chakshurmilitam Tasmai Shri Gurave
Namaha. Shri
Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guroho Sri Tapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavancha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitancha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubecha Krupa Sindhube Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. First, we try to understand about the Parvata Muni. Here, second para, they discuss about the Nārada Muni. You all of know who is Nārada Muni. So we directly turn toward the Dhaumya Rishis, a great sage who practiced severe penances at Utkochak Tirtha and was appointed royal priest of the Pandava king. He acted as the priest in many religious functions of the Pandavas, Sanskara, and also each of the Pandavas was attended by him at the betrothal of Draupadi. He was present even during the exile of the Pandavas and used to advise them in circumstance when they were perplexed. He instructed them how to live incognito for 1 year, and his instructions were strictly followed by the Pandavas during that time. His name is mentioned also when the general funeral ceremony was performed after the battlefield of Kurukshetra in the Anushashan Parva of Mahabharata 127.15 and 16. He gave very elaborate religious instruction to Maharaj Yudhishthir. He was actually the right type of priest of a householder, for he could guide the Pandavas on the right path of religion. A priest is made for guiding the householder progressively in the right path of ashram dharma, or the occupational duty of a particular caste. There is practically no difference between the family priest and the spiritual master. The sages, saints, and brahmanas were especially meant for such function. In this paragraph, they describe about the Dhaumya Rishi. Prabhuji will told us about again in detail.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji. So, we have all been knowing about Naradji, and then after that, about this Dhaumya Muni is coming in. Now, what is to be remembered here is about our sampradaya. So, Madhvacharya was initiated by Naradji, and that is how the Madhva Sampradaya has come up. And Gaudiya Sampradaya is also included, and it has spread everywhere. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu belonged to the Madhva Sampradaya. So, Brahma, Narad, Vyas, down to Madhva, Chaitanya, and Goswamis all belong to the same line of disciplic succession, in whom came Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and then Srila Prabhupada, and then Guru Maharaj. So we are coming in the direct disciplic succession of Nārada Muni. That is very important for us to understand. For Dhaumya Muni, you all know that he was someone who used to do a lot of penances, severe penances. And that is why he was appointed as the royal priest of the Pandavas. So Pandavas did a lot of yagyas, sanskaras, and in each of them, he was the chief priest. And when the Pandavas were asked to live incognito, that time it was he who guided them, gave them the instructions of how they can remain incognito. And that is why he became one of the most important guiders and mentors. What we also understand from this is that if any householder has to be living his life, he needs the right type of priest who can guide on the path of religion. Unfortunately, in Kali Yuga, such priests are not available. But then Krishna has been very, very merciful to us. A priest is meant for guiding the householder progressively in the right path of ashram dharma, which is the occupational duty of the particular uh, ashram and varna that we are following. But since in Kali Yuga this is not possible, it is the Guru who acts at the family feast. Sages, saints, brahmanas, they are all there to guide us on the path back home, back to Godhead. And Krishna has left behind Bhagavad Gita, his instructions to act in the same manner so that you are always guided progressively in the right path of going back home, back to Godhead. So that is importance of the Muni, and we have to learn from him. And now in his absence, we have to learn through teachings of Srila Prabhupada, teachings of Guru Maharaj, and teachings of Sri Krishna, as mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So let us continue. Padrayana.
Vasudev. He is known as Krishna, Krishna Dvaipayan, Satyavati Sud, Parasharya, Parasharatmaj, Badrayan, Vest, etc. He was the son of Mahamuni Parashar in the womb of Satyavati prior to her betrothal with Maharaj Shantanu, the father of the great general grandfather Bhishma Deva. He is a powerful incarnation of Narayan, and he broadcasts the Vedic wisdom to the world. As such, Vasudeva is offered respect before one chants the Vedic literature, especially the Puranas. Shukdev Goswami was his son, and rishis like Vaishampayan were his disciples for different branches of the Vedas. He is the author of the great epic Mahabharata and the great transcendental literature Bhagavatam. The Brahma Sutras, the Vedanta Sutra or Badrayana Sutras were compiled by him. Amongst sages, he is the most respected author by dint of severe penances. When he wanted to record the great epic Mahabharata for the welfare of all people in the age of Kali, he was feeling the necessity of a powerful writer who could take up his dictation by the order of Brahmaji. Sri Ganesh ji took up the charge of noting down the dictation on the condition that Vasudev would not stop dictation for a moment. The Mahabharata was thus compiled by the joint endeavor of Vasudev and Ganesha by the order of his mother Satyavati, who was later married to Maharaj Shantanu, and by the request of Vishwadeva, the eldest son of Maharaj Shantanu, by his first wife, the Ganges. He begot three brilliant sons whose names are Dhritarashtra, Pandu, and Vidura. The Mahabharata was compiled by Vasudeva after the battle of Kurukshetra and after the death of all the heroes of Mahabharata. It was first spoken in the royal assembly of Maharaj Janamejaya, the son of Maharaj Parikshit, Brodashwa, an ancient sage who used to meet Maharaj Yudhishthir now and then. First of all, he met Maharaj Yudhishthir at Kamyavan. This sage narrated the history of Maharaj Nala. There is another Brodashwa, who is the son of the Ishwaku dynasty. Mahabharata, Vanaparva, 209.4 and 5. Bharadwaj, he is one of the 7 great rishis. He was present at the time of birth ceremony of Arjuna. The powerful rishi sometimes undertook severe penances on the shore of the Ganges, and his ashrama is still celebrated at Prayagdam. It is known that this rishi, while taking bath in the Ganges, happened to meet Agrutachi, one of the beautiful society girl of heaven, and thus he discharged semen, which was kept and preserved in an earthen pot, and from which Drona was born. So Dronacharya is the son of Bharadwaj Muni. Others say that Bharadwaj, the father of Drona, is a different person from Maharshi Bharadwaj. He was a great devotee of Brahma. Once he approached Dronacharya and requested him to stop the battle of Kurukshetra. Parshuram or Renukasut. He is the son of Maharaj Jamadagni and Srimati Renuka. Thus he is also known as Renukasut. He is one of the powerful incarnation of God, and he killed the Kshatriya community as a whole 21 times. With the blood of the Kshatriyas, he pleased the souls of his forefathers. Later on, the underwent severe penance at the Mahendra Parvat. After taking the whole earth from the Kshatriyas, he gave it in charity to to Kashyap Muni. Parshuram instructed the Dhanurveda, or the science of fighting, to Dronacharya because he happened to be a Brahmana. He was present during the coronation of Maharaj Yudhishthir, and he celebrated the function along with the other great rishis. Parshuram is so old that he met both Ram and Krishna at different times. He fought with Rama, but he accepted Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. He also praised Arjuna when he saw him with Krishna. When Bhishma refused to marry Amba, he wanted him to become her husband. Amba met Parshuram, and by her request only, he asked Bhishma Dev to accept her as his wife. Bhishma refused to obey his order, although he was one of the spiritual masters of Bhishma Deva. Parshuram fought with Bhishma Deva when Bhishma neglected his warning. Both of them fought very severely, and at last Parshuram was pleased with Bhishma and gave him the benediction of becoming the greatest fighter as a fighter in the world. Hare Krishna. Please, some explanation.
In fact, they are so transcendental narrations that when we hear them, we simply go to the other side and try to understand it. So we have heard from Mataji about Bharadashva, who used to meet Bharadashva. Okay. And then Bharadwaj Muni as well. So whose ashram is there at Prayag Dham. So the most important of all that has come now about Parshuram, or Renukasut, who is son of Maharshi Jamdagni. So he killed the Vaishnava, the Kshatriya community 21 times all over the world. And in fact, it is said that whenever he used to come, the Kshatriyas used to marry. Because he could not kill someone who is just marrying, because it would have been injustice to the newly married queen. And that is why as soon as there was a information that he is coming, the kings used to start marriage with someone or the other. And he has been there. He said that he is still there. So Parshuram had met, we can see a reference about him in Ram as well as in Krishna Katha. And he is one of the important characters because he taught Dhanurvidya to Dronacharya, and then Dronacharya taught it to Arjuna. So indirectly, he is the Param Guru of Arjuna, and that is how he became one of the best archers in the world. Hare Krishna. So we'll continue with Vasishta Muni now.
Vasishta, the great celebrated sage among the Brahmanas, well known as the Brahmarshi, Vasishta Dev. He is a prominent figure in both the Ramayana and Mahabharata periods. He celebrated the coronation ceremony of the personality of Godhead Sri Rama. He was present also on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. He could approach all the higher and lower planets, and his name is also connected with the history of the Hiranyakashipu. There was a great tension between him and Vishwamitra, who wanted his Kamdenu, wish-fulfilling cow. Vasishta Muni refused to spare his Kamdenu, and for this Vasishtamitra killed his 100 sons. As a perfect Brahmana, he tolerated all the taunts of Vishwamitra. Once he tried to commit suicide on account of Vishwamitra's torture, but all his attempts were unsuccessful. He jumped up from a hill, but the stones on which he fell became a stack of cotton, and thus he was saved. He jumped into the ocean, but the waves washed him ashore. He jumped into the river, but the river also washed him ashore. Thus, all his suicide attempts were unsuccessful. He is also one of the 7 rishis and husband of Arundhati, the famous star. Indra Pramada, another celebrated Rishi. There is no information about the Brihat Samar ahead. Trita, one of the three sons of Prajapati Gautama. He was the third son, and his other two brothers were known as Ekat and Dvit. All the brothers were great sages and strict followers of the principles of the religion. By dint of severe penances, they were promoted to Brahmaloka, the planet where Brahmaji lives. Other Trit Muni fell into a well. He was an organizing worker of many sacrifices, and as one of the great sages, he also came to show respect to Brahmaji at his deathbed. He was one of the seven sages in the Varun Loka. He hailed from the western countries of the world. As such, most probably he belonged to the European countries at that time. The whole world was under one Vedic culture. Gruta's mother, one of the sages of the heavenly kingdom. He was a close friend of Indra, the king of heaven, and was as great as Brihaspati. He used to visit the royal assembly of Maharaj Yudhishthir, and he also visited the place where Bhishma breathed his last. Sometimes he explained the glories of Lord Shiva before Maharaj Yudhishthir. He was the son of Vithavya, and he assembled in the features the body of Indra. Sometimes the enemies of Indra mistook him to be Indra and arrested him. He was a great scholar of the Rig Veda, and thus he was highly respected by the Brahmanas community. He lived a life of celibacy and was powerful in every respect. Asit, there was a king of same name, but here in the Asit mentioned in the Asit Deval Rishi, a great powerful sage of time. He explained to his father 15 lakh verses from the Mahabharata. He was one of the members in the snake sacrifice of Maharaj Janamejaya. He was also present during the coronation ceremony of Maharaj Yudhishthir along with other great rishis. He also gave Maharaj Yudhishthir instruction while he was on the Anjana hill. He was also one of the devotees of the Lord Shiva. Kakshivan, one of the sons of Gautama Muni and the father of the great sage Chanda Kaushik. He was one of the members of the parliament of Maharaj Yudhishthir. Atri Muni was a great Brahmana sage and was one of his mental sons of Brahmaji. Brahmaji is as so powerful that simply by thinking of a son, he can have it. These sons are known as Manasputra. Out of 7 Manasputras of Brahmaji and out of 7 great Brahmana sages, Atri was one, and he was and in his family greater Prachetas were also born.
So
Atri Muni
Atri
had
basically had two Kshatriya sons who became kings. So Arthama is one of them, and he is one of the 21 Prajapatis as well. Anusuya was wife of Atri Muni, who helped Parikshit Maharaj in great sacrifices. Then about Kaushik Munu, we know that he is a permanent rishi in assembly of Maharaj Yudhishthir. He met Krishna, and there are many rishis with Kaushika name. Sudarshan, we all know. This is the wheel which is accepted by Krishna as a weapon, most powerful weapon, greater than Brahmastra or any other disastrous weapon. So Agnidev, the fire god, presented this to Krishna. So, but this is eternally carried by Lord. Agnidev presented just like Rukmini was given by Maharaj Rukma to Lord. So Lord accepts presentations, though such presentations are his own property. So we'll be learning about it in the Adi Parva of Mahabharata. And this weapon was used to kill Shishupal. He also called Silva by this, and even he wanted to Arjuna to use it to kill his enemies. So this is all that we are looking at with these rishis, and we hope that we pay our obeisances to them and request them that they give us the knowledge by which we can become better devotees. Jai Shri Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shivasati, Gaur Bhaktavrinda, Tantric, Srila